The topic of today's videos is going to be on how to read a candlestick chart for beginners. So if you're a beginner, you've never traded before, or maybe you just started out trading and you're wondering, what is a candlestick? Well, there's really only three basic candlestick types, and we're going to cover all three in this video. The first type we're going to look at is going to be a bullish candlestick. Now, how do we know this is bullish? Well, opening price, which means we're going to assume this is a 5-minute period for this example. On the 5-minute chart, the candle opened at the lower portion of the body and closed in the upper portion of the body. Now you may say, what is the body? The body is going to be this green shaded in area, and that's going to be considered the body. These black lines at the lower portion of the body and the upper portion of the body are going to be called wicks, shadows, or tails. They all three mean the same. It just, different traders use different lingos. So when we look at this candle, if the opening price is, and we'll just make it up, well, we can look right here, 64.14, and the closing price is roughly 64.22, well, then we know that price moved upward during this period, which would mean a bullish candle. And some of you guys might beat me up a little bit because in a future video, I'm going to show you advanced candlestick patterns and how we combine multiple candles to make up a particular pattern. And, a bullish candle may not always be a bullish candle, but for this video, we're going to keep it very simple. And if we have a green candle, we're going to assume that it's bullish. So when we come over here and we look at the bearish candle, well, if we look at the real body, some people call it the real body, some people say just the body, but the body of the candle is going to be this red shaded in area, and we can see price open at the high, closed at the low, and that's what made the candle shade in red. Anytime that the close is lower than the open, it's going to shade the candle red. Anytime the candle open is less than the close, then it's going to shade it in green. Just like with a bullish candle, the wick all the way up here at the top is at the highest point that price traveled. The lower portion of the wick is the lowest point that price traveled during that period. Now, if we're looking at a 5-minute chart, this candle, a new candle would form each 5 minutes. If you're looking at a 10-minute chart, one candle would form every 10-minute chart. And you can use a 60-minute, 30-minute, daily chart, weekly chart, and monthly chart. It would all be the same. So let's go look at the second type of candle. And I meant to say the third type. The first two types were bullish, bearish, and the third type is a neutral candle. Now, this is also referred to as a doji, and what it signals to us is there's indecision. So anytime you see a line like this or a very small body, that means that price open and close near the same opening price. Now, there was a high at the top of the wick and a low at the bottom of the wick. And you'll see different variations of these dojis. Let me scroll over and show you guys real quick. So here's two different variations. All right, and they could mean different things in advanced candlestick patterns. But to keep this simple, I just want to show this to you so you guys can look at your charts and you'll have a clear understanding what the candle is actually saying. So in this candle, hopefully you can guess this would be the opening price and this would be the closing price. All right, because you can see that there's no body to the candle, so that lets us know that the opening and closing price was relatively close to one another. The high was actually at the same point as the opening and close. Price did trade to a lower price down to here, but before that candle closed, so if we're looking at a 5-minute candle, before this 5-minute period closed, the candle came all the way back up and closed where price opened that period at. The next candle is going to be just the opposite. It's still considered a doji type. All right, and this is going to be another candle that we're going to look at in advanced candlestick patterns. And in this candle, price opened and closed near the same place, same price, but this time price traded all the way up to, we'll call it 64.22, and then price came all the way back down before the period closed. What that signaled to us is, there was really no winner in this candlestick. Yes, the bulls were able to push prices higher, but they were unable to maintain those higher prices when the candle actually closed. Now let's go look at some more variations to this. Slide this over. And these are going to be hammer candles. We're still going to look at this as bullish and bearish. And again, this is not necessarily always true when we look at candlestick formation patterns, advanced candlestick patterns. And I'm gonna go over those in the next video, but I want to make sure that everybody has a solid foundation before I go into the advanced candlestick pattern. So again, we have a high at the top of the wick, which is the black line. The lower portion of the black line, or the lower wick, is the low. And again, the body of this candle is shaded green. So because it's shaded green, we know opening price was at the lower portion of the body, and we know that the closing price was at the upper portion of the body. The same thing can be said except for reverse on this candle, right? Meaning that the opening price was at the top of the body. The body again is the shaded area of the candle. The closing price was a lower portion of the body. The low is the wick, the lower portion of the wick, and the high of that period is going to be the high of that wick. I will give you a little teaser into the next video. These candles show up a lot of times on your price charts. Where these candles show up in relation to where the trend is going to be a big, like a big light bulb coming on, letting you know which direction the market is likely to go next. Now, some charting platforms do not actually color in the bodies of the candles. And in that case scenario, how would you know what a bullish candle was and what a bearish candle was? Well, I'm going to show you guys real simple. And I'm just going to do this on the fly real quick. Here could be another variation that you see. For an up candle, they could have a hollow candle, it's called. Hollow means that the candle's not shaded in. And on a down candle, it could be a solid candle. Now, some charting platforms will let you change this for your own settings. So you can make, an up candle blue. You can make a down candle yellow. But, long as you know what is making up that color change in the candle, that is the most important part about reading a candlestick. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss my next video on advanced candlestick charting patterns. Until next time, good luck and good trading.